Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions video, and today we're going to be looking at 7-star bronze Bret Hart, the best there is. Before we get into it, I want to just go over a few other things. I am sorry, everyone. I have not gotten a video out sooner. A lot of things have been very busy. I usually try and post once a week, and I couldn't do it, so I apologize for that. However, I do have a few videos hopefully coming out this week. On top of this as well, when this video comes out, I will have a vote up, a poll up for you guys to go vote for on the next 7-star that you want to see previewed. And the poll is going to be between Mr. Iguana, Vikingo, Rhea Ripley, Eradicator, and Brie Bella. So if you want to go down there and vote after this video, please do. I will probably do this as I will probably do the whoever's the most voted, and then go down to most to least voted for previews for those 7 stars. So with that being said, let's now get into Bret Hart. Now, this is not going to be a traditional preview where I sit here and I go over a bunch of movesets that I think are cool and fun, and that's kind of what that... No, this isn't that video. You see, this video is going to be talking about his utility, and what all he can do in match, and how he helps people, other characters, specifically in tag matches and showdowns. Now, I do have a one-on-one match to show you, kind of a big thing that no one really talked about with Bret, and then we'll go over the big, important, big, juicy stuff, the meat and bones of this video. So let's get into it. Now, this is not my account. This is actually my dad's account. He plays Champions. Obviously, I've said it before in videos, but in case you don't, my dad and brother both play, and my dad did pull Bret Hart. So this is his account. So I don't have some of his trainers or coaches. Maybe he doesn't have. So we have to go with what he's got, but I still want to show you Bret. So thank you, Dad, for loaning your account to me. So we do not have the gear. It's not really needed for this, for what we're going to be doing, but if you have the gear, obviously the better. On top of this, we do have a 200% gem belt with the Fury 3s on the tier 6s. However, we have no skill plates at all for this video. And on top of this, we are missing the 60 levels. So let's get into the moveset. Red, purple, purple is going to be our build. A pendulum backbreaker, 5 charge red, deal damage, make 49 random in a silence, then deal damage and increase purple MP by 10. Absolutely great move. Whole board silence. You don't see silence gems very much anymore, but I'm glad to see, especially whole board. That's actually a pretty good move. Sharpshooter, 9 charge purple. Submission, place 1 submission gem into 2.7 million for 2 turns, while remaining gems on the board turn in multi-strength 1,100. Easily the highest base multi in the game by far. Very strong multi. And then lastly, our 10 charge purple bulldog, diving bulldog, deal 4 million damage, choose a 3x3 to swap into red, then finisher, deal 4 million again, and force your opponent to skip their turn for 1 turn. Our entourage is going to be using Sting and Hall of Fame JBL, as well as Santa Hogan. You definitely do not need this much MP on a 5 charge move, but this is what we're just running with some extra health and minus MP, in case they do that, especially if you have the gear. Minus MP, it's very difficult to reduce Bret down. We got Rob here for red 35, as well as mainly the more health and kick out, and Kali on here for -2. This is what my dad is running. I'm not going to swap it at all out for this video. So the first thing here we're going to do, and this is why we're on hard mode CM Punk, so I can showcase it, is the first utility part of him that he can do on his own. And that is, he is an infinite character. Instead of running the sub, you can run this move, make the whole board sounds, increase your MP. Instead of hitting the sub, you just hit the bulldog, you choose red, you do your damage, but it is a literal infinite. Now, obviously, is it a good infinite? Not necessarily. It doesn't hit very hard. The main reason I want to showcase this is for something we're going to do a little later in the video, as well as a fantastic showdown defense if you're someone looking for a showdown defense. Because again, in case you don't know, with showdown, I believe it is right to left. They hit the move from right to left. So if you have your red move here, or even your red move here and your finisher here, or your finisher here, this will be a legit infinite from Bret Hart. And as long as they don't have a stun immune belt, that is a complete infinite. So it is not too bad at all. Again, I actually really like this. Having an infinite is very, very nice. And while it's obviously slow for us, it also could mean the opponent will never win, and so on and so forth. So it is a very good defensive tool if you need it. So that is the one part of his utility, is he does have a way where he can infinite. So that is important. And so let's now get into the actual meat and bones of this video. So we're going to be doing some tag matches here with, I have 5 characters we're going to showcase with, and here's number 1 right here. Now, if you ever have done tag team matches before, and let's say, you know, you're using characters, you put multis on the board, and then you tag in the other character, and your multis go down, like you look at the gem amount, and you're like, man, that's definitely not like a times, you know, whatever, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, 9, 10, whatever. It's more like a times, you know, 5 or 3 or something like that. There's actually a reason why it's that way. A big example that I can actually recently tell you is Hall of Fame Macho Man with any Hoff character in the back, for the most part. Hoff Macho, his base multi is 3. However, when using the moments and the gears and entourage, goes up to like times 20. So you're like, yeah, got times 20s on the board, you tag in. Now, unfortunately, those multis, they obviously lose moments, they lose gears, and they lose entourage. So they most likely, even though they'll still say times 20, they're most likely going to be at times 3 for the person in the back. It is the base multi that is used, which, lucky for us, is what we're going to do in this video. Now, before Bret Hart, the biggest base multi in the game was 60 from Coco Beware. However, he only made 2 of them, and the blast gems, and he wasn't great at setting people up, so not a lot of people did that. And the other character is Vikingo. He doesn't make times 60s, but he does make times of strength 20 base multis, and he does make with Mosh and Bo close to 30, I think, if not maybe over. So he does get a lot of multis out. However, obviously what we just did with Bret has a 1,100 multi, and we can give that to any character in the game. So I have 5 other people we're going to showcase with that, and show you just how absolutely stupid it is, and show you Bret's utility. Because again, I don't think he's the best trick in the game. He's arguably, I think, the best new gen. But best trick, I think he's far front. But he does a lot in tag matches, and I do kind of hope maybe we see a Jim Neidhart, a new gen Jim for him, maybe an S tier Jim. All right, Balor. So Balor, in case you don't know, is one of the very few characters in the game who is specifically not gem damage. Most characters have a move damage and a gem build, or multiple gem builds. Balor has 0 gem builds at all. He is all about using big bonus damage, whether it's from this or from the running dropkick, or using big subs. Well, we're going to make him have big gem damage. So here I'm going to use this moveset. This is honestly my favorite way to run him due to the Eyes of Judgment. This is going to be our entourage. Now, normally I would say instead of what's his face, Wade, you would probably want more MP just in case, because I don't think this would actually be, it's not enough actual MP. And besides, we're not really using bonus damage. So again, just keep in mind, if you use someone in the back, they don't get the +1 starting, so technically this is not turn 1, but just make sure it is. It won't affect us in this match, so it's fine. But the big reason why I want to showcase with Balor here is he is a hot tag. He is a hot tag, and it is 200% all gem damage. So 2% all gem on a 1,100 multi is pretty good. Pretty good to say the least. And again, a character who is traditionally, well, actually never gem damage in any way. And it never made sense to me why they gave him this hot tag. It felt so odd that they gave him it. I just never understood why he did, but now it's very useful. So here comes Balor. There's the 200. So our yellows do 514,000. We're going to hit quickly the DDT, which gives us Eyes of Judgment, but also some Z-Plate stuff. So now our gems are at 600k. That yellow is 662 million on this yellow. That is a 662 million yellow gem. So we are just going to set up a simple 3-break. Obviously, you can do more. And we're going to swipe it in. Boom. 600 million up of 3-break. Very, very strong. And the great thing about that is if they were to somehow kick out, countdowns are on the board. We're going to make botch gems. And then we would hit our bonus damage. And then probably do about, especially if it's gear, you would probably do about another... well, also if you have, Becky or Warrior, you can get closer to maybe a billion, if not 800 million on those bonus damage. So again, Balor very, very strong with Bret with the 1,100. Another character who is not very strong at all, also actually isn't too bad, and that is Triple H, Cerebral Assassin. This guy is not considered to be great. We do not have his gear. Obviously, that would obviously help 300%. His gear looks so good too, but we don't have it. So no 300%. This is basic triple with the moment though. Our belt is the tier 6, and we got no skill plate. This is going to be the build we run. Obviously, you could run his red build. It really doesn't matter, but for this, we're going to run him this way. This is my entourage setup. For you guys here, if you want to look at that. So let's show you someone like Triple who does not hit very hard. Let's show you how he does now. So here we go, Pendulum Backbreaker. Oh, here we go. We're gonna, I want to put this specifically on a purple so I can show you the gem. Obviously, in a normal match, put it where you think it's most safe. That's obviously the best outcome to do. All right, here comes Triple. So, unfortunately, our hot tag is 100% red. We are not running red, we are running purple. However, as you can see, though, that is a 337 million purple gem. Now, you could hit this move, especially if you had a Rainbow Snowfall. However, we are just going to hit this move because we do have silence on the board, like so. And we're going to set it right there. Boom. Imagine if you had a 300% gear too. That is probably a possible 500 mil build with Triple H at 6 gold there. Again, so if you're someone who needs to do damage with him, not at all a bad strategy. As well, yeah, just use whoever you think is most comfortable and destroy people. That works too. Alright, next up here, we're going to look at Last Time Is Now. Obviously one of the best hot tag cards in the game because he's a 3-turn. We're going to be running him this way. My dad here runs the tricolor build with the new Triple H with the Rainbow Snowfall. But instead of running the trap move, we're going to be running Hurricanrana. This is what we're going to be running. And this is our plates. Again, we mainly care right now for that Rainbow Snowfall. Again, mostly this is for the tricolor build. Now, there's actually a few reasons why we are running John at purple instead of the trap move. So again, we're going to make the whole board silence. Then now we're going to obviously gain our 10 MP. Again, I want to put it in purple so I can show you the damage. That's good. So, if you were to normally run the green move, the trap move, because we have silence and we make a lot of them, aka the whole board, some will be broken, I'm sure. But if you put his traps down, because these count as our gems, it will overwrite something. It's going to overwrite something, and that very well could overwrite your multi, which is why I don't run that. And there's some characters like that just don't really work with Bret, even though I would say about 90 to 95% of the roster will work with Bret. There's some that obviously can't. So just keep that in mind. But this is why we're running this. On top of this, John has a 200% increase to purple gem for his hot tag, which brings us to 1.7 million of purple, which means that is a 1.9 billion damage. 1.9 million, not million, 1.9 billion damage on a single gem. On a single gem. So, if you need to do damage like that, you can definitely do damage like that. Very, very strong. Very, very strong. Now, let's say these are all hot tag characters, right? So, let's say, hey, I don't want to run someone hot tag, or maybe you need to do damage with someone that isn't hot tag. Let's showcase some non-hot tag characters. And first one that I want to showcase, is he actually this low? I don't think he is. I'm not used to this. Hold on. We're going to be running Hulk Hogan. Now, this Hulk Hogan is not very strong. This is a 6 silver. We don't have Muhammad moment. We have no plates. We don't have any medals. We're not going to put anything on. This is going to be the most basic, bare bones Hogan. We're also running him this way. Now, normally you went and, you would obviously run the back suplex. But, obviously I want to show you damage and show you what the gem is. So we can't do that. So this is what I'm going to be running him instead. And this is our entourage. And obviously we have the Santa gear. Now, this is where, they're going to die very quickly if I actually did this. But this is where the Bret Hart Infinite actually becomes very useful. It becomes very, very useful, because normally you would hit this, a turn would go by, do it, and you just keep doing it until you're ready to hit the submission. Now, obviously, they don't have enough health and hype and stuff like that, so I do have to swipe for this one. But normally, yes, you can do that infinite I showed you at the start, so that you can get the 3 turn characters, people that don't have hot tag, to get into the match. Alright, here comes Hogan. Now again, our gem, not very good. Not very good at all. Still though, that does what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's that? 84. That still does 84 million. Pop it up. That is 260. That is still 376 million. You can put these down. Put them down, and then again, we're just going to choose a column to destroy. And again, 6 silver, very bare bones. Hulk Hogan is doing like almost probably 400 mil there. So again, any character you want to do. Obviously, I don't want to show you everyone because then this video would be really long. But if you have Bret, go experiment with him, because again, super fun, very high utility, fantastic. And then the last character I want to show, because I think he would be very, very fun. Oh, is he that low? No way, he's that low. There he is. Is going to be running Muta. Muta is a silver. So again, not even the best he can be. This is, but we're going for that 999%. This is our entourage. This is our medals. Let's get into it. Again, 6 silver. Muta. 6 silver Muta. With a 990%. Another character that this account doesn't have, unfortunately, but a character that I think could definitely be great with Bret is the new Ultimate Warrior, as he has a hot take, which I believe increases purple gem, which would be very useful, as well as the fact too that he has a 500% built-in increase, and against acrobats he gets an additional 500%. You broke it, you bastard. That's fine. you'll be fine. But yeah, he has an additional 500, so he can get 1,000% purple, whole board purple, with a 1,100 multi as well. Again, there's plenty of characters that you can run. OTC, Jey Uso, like anyone you want. Again, big increases like this really work very well. So again, here's Muta, 128,000. Again, not a lot. That's still 140 million. And we're gonna poise Mist. And we're at 1.4, so we are now at 1.5 billion. Again, this is not 6 gold. We also are not running Zombie Bret. Zombie Bret would obviously be, I think, even better, because I think that would maybe take into effect this huge multi. So 60% gem on this would be great. But that's what I mean, though. The utility that Bret Hart gives you is so freaking good. The infinite stuff he can do for showdown defense, the way he can make pretty much any character possibly do like 1 billion damage or more, depending on the character. It just, to me, showcases that Bret is very, very good. And he's not the best trick, but he doesn't have to be, because of his utility that he brings to the game. He's a fantastic card. I mean, Bret Hart in particular, you know, especially in this game's lifespan, really never has like a top tier version, other than, I would say, probably Heart Foundation. But other Brets really never were the best in the game or anything. And while this Bret isn't, he does bring something very relevant to the game that will pretty much make him good forever as long as the game lasts. Because while Bret maybe won't scale, big increases on a multi 1,100 is probably going to. So that's my video on Bret Hart, the best there is. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're getting even closer now to 600 subscribers, which is, again, crazy to think about. But so yes, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like more content, there's plenty more coming, and also some already made. Again, Shawn Michaels video we did 7-star where I discovered a new build exists. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.